What's going on YouTube? This is probably, I would say, the home stretch when it comes to this bike. I have a short list here now. I just had to do these couple things. There's a horn, starter wire. There's like a ground on the starter that I couldn't figure out where to put until today. So cross those out: horn, starter, battery. Check all the wiring, fluids. Fluids I still have to do, and brake bleed and the hand guards. So everything else is done except for, like it says here, I have to bleed the brakes, and then my hand guards have to be installed, and I need to put coolant and oil into the bike. So I just want to show you guys the most up-to-date look of the bike as of this video. And it's gonna, so but batteries in there installed, wired. I grounded it to the engine block because this ground, I don't know where it originally goes. I can't seem to find an answer online. Basic rule of thought, from my car days. Usually a ground wire goes into the engine block. So I'm sure it's the same way for this bike since this bike is old school. So so just to give you guys an idea, it turns on. So, so at least that one works. It did crank. I tried to push the button. It did crank, but this engine is completely dry. I don't want to keep cranking it. It turns. I don't have any oil or coolant in here, so and the gas tank was off when I tried it. So at least the starter is working, which I'm happy about. All the wiring seems to be okay, but I have a problem with my neutral switch here. So this neutral switch should indicate if my transmission is in neutral, and it won't do that. It won't light up in there in the instrument panel, but when I pull the clutch in, it starts, and when I have the clutch released, it won't start. So it seems like the fail-safe feature is working, but I don't know why the neutral light is not turning on. But I mean, if I can just pull the clutch in and start it, it's not a big deal, but I want all the functionality to be working. But for the meantime, I'm just gonna build it up. Since it's just here, easy access, and here's the wiring. I can easily reach this later on. I'm just gonna put it all together regardless of that. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. Make sure all these bolts are secure. This is torqued already. Maybe I'll lock. Oh, this one's still loose. So I have to lock that. Make sure to lock my settings here so that I don't mess up my chain slack. Let me see if the other one is also loose. Actually, the other one is secure. I don't know why I forgot the other one. All right, so I'll do that. Button it up. Put the fairings back. I still have to figure out the wiring for the headlight though, which is I really hate doing wiring. I was hoping it was plug and play, but here's the wiring for the headlight. So you have two yellows and black and the white one. So yeah, I just don't like wiring. It's like the last thing that I like doing is wiring. So well, since that's on the outside too, I'm just gonna put that to last. I still have to work on wiring the tail light. This is a DRC or something, edge tail light. Good thing because it's actually I looked it up. This is actually one of the popular tail lights that people put on this bike. So and it already came with it from the previous owner. I haven't wired it up. As you can see, it goes somewhere through that hole there to this terminal here. So there's the tail light, I suppose, and there's turn signals left and right. I have to do that. The front also, some turn signals. I still don't know where I would mount the turn signals. I mean, I really don't care for them for this bike. Like this bike is really, I'm building this as just basically a raw bike. So, oh, I forgot to mention from the last video, here's the handlebars that I bought. It's a RC high, so Ricky Carmichael high fat bars. So the angle is a little bit higher than the stock, and maybe I think the width is about the same, but the height is what I wanted because I don't want to be all the way down here. I want to be kind of like up here. So, yeah, I have to bundle this wires up, wrap it up in here, and put the headlight on. I still have to take the sticker out, master cylinder sticker. Yeah, and I'll bleed the brakes. So I just want to show you guys what's going on. I took the the gas tank a couple of times, just looking at the best wiring possible for all these things. Because to be honest with you, I'm into computers too, and I do cable management. It's really like the idea is exactly the same, and it's nice that I could apply that here. So I'm really routing the wires as best I can. I'm actually also thinking about the way, if I have to access the wires later on, that it's easily accessible and I don't have to take off that much stuff. So this wiring job here has gone through many changes, and yeah, so this is the best I could do, that I think that I could do. So, but it's a work in progress. Once this bike is built, there's a lot more things that's going to change in here. Maybe the wheels and the brakes for sure, because I want to get the best brakes I could get, and I want to get this best suspension I can get. So I'm gonna go and get the brakes bled. I don't know, I never done that before myself, so I'm gonna give it a try, and maybe I'll make a video if I figured it out. Hopefully I didn't mess it up, because right now I don't have any brakes. There's no brakes on these, and there's no brakes in the back. So, all right, what's going on YouTube? So I'm in the process of bleeding my brakes. As you can see right here, there's the rear brake, and here's the reservoir with clean new brake fluid. Now I'm gonna top it off. I'm in the process. I just finished using my new device here. Basically, this is a vacuum pump, and it goes to the canister. This one goes, I mean, I think I got the tubes reversed. The long one should go to here, and the short one should go to here, but whatever, it still works. So what you do is you just uncover this kind of nipple here, and there's this nut here, which is I think an 8mm. So you just loosen it, right? And either you pump the brakes and it'll shoot out here, or you just use this vacuum pump. It just also does the same thing. So you vacuum it, you sucks all the fluid from here all the way through and outside. It's a very simple process, and then you add new ones. You do it until you see a clear, because the old one is dark brown, so it's really obvious when you start getting the clear one. It's that color, and the old one is dark brown. So yeah, and then I'm gonna do that on the front, and it's still open, so I'm still gonna bleed it a couple more times, make sure I have no air bubbles, and yeah, there's still bubbles rising to the top here, as you can see. You pump it and then let all air bubbles come out, and then top it off, and then I'll go and do that for the front also, and I'll take a video of that too. So I also forgot to mention that this is the brake fluid that I used. This was recommended by a lot of people in the forum, the Thumper Talk forum, but I'm sure you can use any .4 that you want. I'm not really sure, but if there's a specific motorcycle type brake fluid, but this is just what's recommended that I saw. Picked it up. I'll include a link where I got it, and it's pretty cheap, so yeah, I'll give it a try. Good brand. I mean, I know the brand, so all right, I gave it a try. I mean, we'll see if it I don't know. I don't even know if there's really any difference in brake fluid. I mean, do they lose consistency when on hard braking and when it heats up and stuff like that? But that one is labeled as racing brake fluid, so I guess it should be fine. YouTube, sorry about that. I couldn't show you guys how I did the front because I have to reach here and up to the reservoir up there and the handlebars. Basically, the tool that I showed you, this thing, I'll include a link in the description for this in case you want it, but it basically mimics you pumping the lever up there, and you'll be down here kind of, much faster. It draws the fluid out much faster, but at the same time, you still have to go through the pumping action up there in the reservoir area with the lever, because what the tool does is it pulls it, right? But at the same time, it draws air in from above into the system. But if you're just flushing all the old fluid out, use the tool. But afterwards, put the new fluid in, and start doing the old school, just pump the lever action at the top, and like build the pressure and then release the screw here. It will all the air that's in the system will be pushed out. So that's the process. So I can't do it with two hands. So there you go. So I have brakes now on both front and rear. Yeah. So the next thing on the list is putting the hand guards on, and yeah, I'll do that in a couple of seconds. I'm just gonna go grab something to eat, and I'll be back. Yeah, so the next thing to do is we're gonna put the cheapo hand guards that I got on, and I'll show you guys how that looks. The cheap hand guards that I got won't work for these bars because these are the fat bars. It only works for 7/8 bar like this thick right here. But if it's like it goes to 1 1/8, yeah, it won't work. So I gotta get, like, yeah, that's what I get for getting something cheap. So but they would work for older DRZs because they don't have the fat bars. But the newer DRZs like this one have um, have the 1 1/8. So sorry for tilting the camera. So I'm gonna make this a stopping point. Upload this video as a to be continued again. The next segment would be wiring the. I would just put the all on that video is wiring the headlights, turn signals, rear tail lights. Yeah, so all the wiring for the lights, and then basically closing it up. I have a seat concept seat that came with the bike, which is, I'm glad. I heard great reviews about that seat, and I am a big person, so I need a larger seating area. So that's good. Hopefully I don't scratch my plastic. So I also want to actually talk about a graphics kit. I like the way this bike looks, but I'm not really fond of the white color scheme. I like the blue, so I might do a color scheme where it's mostly black and blue. So, because I like that. I like this. White is really hard to keep clean, but I don't know. There are graphics kit that, says Yoshimura on it. It's a Yoshimura kind of logo scheme, that it's black and blue. So I might do that. But that is if everything starts to run, because I don't want to go to that segment of the bike, personalizing it and all that when it's not fully running yet. So I don't want to jump the gun there. So yeah, I'm gonna stop this video, this segment here at this stage, and then the next video hopefully will include the bike already running.